as cases of ill mental health among the members of the police keep rising in the country. The ripple effects of the stress that comes with police work are being felt by the families of police officers. In this exclusive feature, Look Up TV spoke to members of the National Police Wives Welfare Association, NAPOA.
When Jackie Matoke met her husband of 38 years, she did not know that he was a police officer. That was the 1980s, and police officers were feared by the old and the young alike. Today, Jacqueline's husband is long retired from the service, but the public image of the Kenya police has only gotten dirtier.
Alikuwa ameingia, ndiye alikuwa ametoka coast akiwa mgeni, but when I met him, alikuwa in civilian. So I didn't know kama alikuwa askari. So nilimkuta huko Ushago, amevaa nguo zake za nyumbani, tukapendana, tukaanza kuongea. Later akaniambia yeye ni askari. Nikasikia kama tense kidogo because mbeleni tulikuwa tunaogopa askari. Nyumbani kwetu tuko karibu na barabara ya Mara sio rami. Ukiona askari anapita, unaogopa, unaanza kutoroka hata ukifanya makosa. Na watu wengi wanafanyanga hivyo huko Ushago, sio mimi peke yangu nilikuwa nafanya hivyo. Ukumbuke hizo ni nyakati za 80s. So tulikuanga tunaogopa, tunatoroka tukiona mtu ina uniform ya askari tunamtoroka. But then coming to realize ati mwenye ninaongea na yeye ni askari, niliogopa kidogo, but kwa sababu nishampenda tukaendelea.
58-year-old Jacqueline is a member of the National Police Wives Welfare Association, NAPOA. NAPOA brings together the spouses of police officers, women whose husbands have one of the toughest professions in the country.
If you are a police wife, you are the woman who is married to a police officer, who is married to his colleagues, or his job. You need to understand that.
Tasked with the responsibility of keeping the country's 50 million citizens safe and orderly, the police service, largely made up of men, is arguably the most disliked and tainted group of public servants in Kenya.
Kazi ya askari si kushika bunduki tu peke yake. Hiyo inahitaji masomo yoyote kweli?
Firimbi inapigwa. Mnaambiwa maaskari wote kujeni, wanaenda. Then unasikia wameenda nje kuna kupigana iko somewhere. Mimi nimebaki kwa nyumba na watoto. Sijui kama atarudi, na baki tu na kuomba. Being a police wife, sio rahisi.
Although many Kenyans are shielded from the tremendous stress faced by members of the police in their line of duty, those like Jacqueline, who share a bed with these officers, get a first-hand experience of what it's like to be an officer of the law.
Our media, there's a way they magnify anything negative that happens in the service. Anything negative. But when an officer does well...
Anna Chieng met her husband in church in the late 90s, and they got married a few years later when he was just entering the police force as a junior officer.
Actually, nothing prepared me. Nothing prepared me of being an officer's wife. I was prepared on being a wife because we had our premarital counseling, but nothing really prepared me on the life that I was going to have with him as an officer.
In April 2022, the Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, announced that 2,000 police officers are mentally unfit for work.
Well, you know, the tricky part is, him as an officer, he looks at you as a common mwananchi. So, there are things about his work that you are not supposed to know. Because when you're raia. But on the other hand, you find the wananchi now look at you. I think they view us as the cops. We are actually officers. Yeah, so it's really hard to find a balance.
Anapigwa transfer, watoto ndio hao wako shule. Unashindwa vile unafanya. Sasa tunakuwa confused. Hapo ndio sasa askari anaanza kufikiria nifanye nini. Ndio naona askari anafikiria mpaka kufikiria inakosa, sababu afanye nini, aulize nani, na ameambiwa asirudi nyuma kuuliza mkubwa wake kitu yoyote ama kukataa kitu mkubwa wake amemwambia.
Impromptu transfers, traumatized husbands and unsustainable salaries are some of the issues Kenyans married to police officers have to endure day in, day out.
Like there was a time mulisikia askari aligongwa na gari pale Lang'ata. Mtu anamgonga makusudi. So mama mwenye huyo alibaki namna gani kama ajui kufanya kitu yoyote? Ajui chochote, sasa tuseme ajui kitu, ako housewife anangojeanga mshahara mwisho wa mwezi.
Both underpaid and ill-equipped, Kenya's police officers face untold dangers in the line of work, both physically and psychologically, dangers that more often than not end up even spilling over to their families.
Genetrix Otieno is the founder of the Police Wives Association, NAPOA, and she says our organization helps women married to officers navigate the difficulties that come with the police work, including economic activities that complement the small salaries their husbands are paid by the government.
Then for a woman married to these officers, you need to be self-dependent. Because an officer walks in that door, you don't know if he will come back. You know the police officer is the enemy of everyone, minus his family only. And that family for me, I think it is only his wife and his children.
As the country edges to a general election, police officers will be in the front lines to keep Kenyans safe and quell any violence that usually arises from election conflicts. Waris Kimathi, Lekab TV in Nairobi.